I never cared for surprises. Life doesn't hand you favors. It's a harsh, unfeeling force that drains you dry and still demands more. So, when I came back a day early from the hospital, I didn't expect a celebration. I expected nothing. A silent house, the dull rhythm of routine. But what I walked into was I stood still in the doorway, trying to process what I was seeing. It wasn't fury, not even denial. It felt like the breath before lightning strikes, the deep quiet before the sky breaks open. There they were, wrapped in sheets in the same bed where we once dreamed of tomorrows, their bodies twisted into a lie that should have stayed untold. He met my eyes, but there was no recognition, just a flat, indifferent stare. She wouldn't even turn her head. I shut the door. No words, no reaction. I'd be lying if I claimed I hadn't sensed it. The hints were subtle, her distance, her voice, fading at the edges, the lifeless curve of her smile. I noticed the lateness, the evasive calls, the emotional drift. It wasn't a shock, just the slow collapse of something I once believed was unbreakable. And when it broke, I let it. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't need to. I simply turned and started taking care of business. Feist, the locksmith. Locks changed. Codes reset. Then an email. Brief. Clinical. We're done. Everything's handled. I froze access to every joint account, card, and resource. The ties that bound us, gone in a heartbeat. The house, mine. The company, mine. I didn't speak, but my silence was deafening. Days dragged on. She assumed I'd return. Plead. That's the delusion. They think. We'll beg, shrink, grovel. I didn't. The weeks became months. The space between us stretched until even our memories felt distant. But people never let go easily. One night, while I was sitting in my new office, the one she once insisted we'd own together, now just mine and my quiet anger, the phone rang. It wasn't her. It was him. He assumed I wouldn't recognize his number, that I wouldn't know who was trying to slip back into my life, into my space. He thought he held some power. He didn't. I picked up but said nothing. My breathing was all he heard. That was enough to shake him. I knew what was coming, an appeal, a performance. I let it simmer, then delivered the truth. No yelling, no blame. Just facts. I've had you watched. Every transaction, every visit, every touch. I've got photos, evidence, all of it. The silence on the line afterward felt like justice. Then I added, evenly, my attorney's waiting for your call. Legal steps already taken. It's over. His pause was longer this time. That was the moment he realized he had no leverage. He never did. I ended the call and went back to work. The downfall didn't happen overnight, but it was certain. Her name in tatters, his future scotched. Everything they thought was theirs, now mine. I had traced their lies, mapped every secret corner of their deception. I knew where to strike. They were trapped, both of them, with their guilt dangling like a blade. She reached out again and again. The messages came in waves, desperation replacing silence. But I was ahead. The divorce filed. No negotiations. No compromise. Not for her. Not for him. Our life? Gone in an instant. People would talk. They always do. Cheating. Betrayal. Lies. They'd dissect every action. Name it. But what they'd never get was the truth. None of it mattered. Not the judgment, not the pity, not even her tears. I was unbound. Freedom doesn't make noise. It just arrives. The day she came to my door, full of regret, trying to turn back time, that was the last time I saw her. She didn't have the words, only a look, hollow and haunted. She finally understood. She lost me completely. And in that moment, I understood too. I never relied on her. I never needed either of them. I let the door close behind her softly. No sound, no farewell. The chaos was behind me. I'd left the hospital early, came home, and saw it all for what it was. But what I hadn't expected was how light it would feel. The stillness after ruin, the silence after impact. That was freedom.